A project has a beginning and an end, and it also has a life cycle. Now, that does not mean that the project starts over again in a cycle, but it does have a set of recognizable phases that the project goes through. Those phases are initiation, planning, execution, closing, and a slightly odder one called monitoring and controlling. Some projects go through these phases, but they are just words to us right now. Other than monitoring and controlling, basically a firecracker goes through these phases too. What we want to help you recognize is the actual types of activity that take place in each of these phases. It will help organize your project schedule and set expectations for all participants in the project. The initiation phase will define a new project and will organize to get authorization to start the project. It will define the need for project and its goals. It involves a business case for the project and identifies the resources, risks, and alternatives and strategies and the shell concept of the project. And most of all, the approval for the project to move to the next phase. It is a good start to a project that gets the project manager involved in this phase. You can see the amount of information flow, discussion, decisions, and approvals that need to be managed. The planning phase refines the objectives of the project and sets up the three constraints of scope, budget, and schedule. It is also the time to identify the remainder of the resources needed to execute the project. It is a time to reassess the risks and alternatives, and it is the creation of all the plans present in a complete project plan before being ready to move to the next stage. The execution of the project is putting the project plan into action. The resources, both physical and human, are being spent to achieve the work items that are the project's objectives. Activities like procurement, design, and specifications, development or construction, testing, they're all part of this execution phase where we are building the outcome. This phase tends to be the most effort-intensive phase of the project until implementation, where the results are delivered to the customer or sponsor. The closing of a project involves activity like training, transfer of responsibility, settling of accounts, and then some project management office type activities to benefit you and your organization. Such things as project review of lessons learned, closing and archiving, and of course, pinning a shiny new medal on you as the project manager. So you remember how one of these phases isn't quite like the others. The phase of monitoring and controlling executes throughout the project and involves tracking and reporting on different project progress, evaluating and updating the schedule, reviewing work in progress, controlling costs, and managing change orders. Sound familiar? Remember how you as project manager are going to focus on the constraints of time, cost, and scope? Well, you don't do it alone, as you lead the team through these activities during the project.